Good morning.
I think you just like the entrance.
No, I don't. Do we not have a countdown anymore?
No, we don't.
Oh.
They said that whenever.
But you still get a countdown in your ear.
No, I'm saying, but I'm trying to share the Facebook.
That was funny.
I know, and you can't see it anymore.
It's okay to be. It's
Whatever.
It's Facebook Live.
right.
It's cash.
Thank you.
So we just ended the show, Wake Up Charlotte, with this poll that I put up on my Twitter page, basically asking you guys what drives you nuts when shopping.
And Ruby would like to further clarify a statement she made.
No, let's just not.
Well, I will say that
She's gonna dig herself deeper.
No.
In general, stores in general.
General stores.
specific
No
stores.
A
specific
huge
stores.
big box store. That's just
Big box stores. I hate when there's tons of people in the store and there's not a lot of people at the cash registers.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it drives me crazy because I'm like, y'all see all these people getting your business, getting the sales.
But you realize the reason why
people
these
at the cash register.
said stores are allowed to keep their prices low is because they don't have the.
But when you see the lines trailing into the produce section,
You need to
or the
move somebody
clothing
from
section,
electronics to the front or something.
right? Something that drives me crazy. That the poll asked the question, I answered.
Okay, I put 3 options in the poll, and then we'll get to all of these results. So I said stores being too hot, too cold,
Okay.
The return counter being like on a different floor,
Okay,
far
yeah,
away,
sure.
or overpowering smells,
Oh, okay, yeah.
like walking through the area where all the perfumes are.
And
That-
what is the overwhelming? Like,
overpowering smells.
Interesting.
That doesn't bother me that much, but I don't.
You know those
headache?
You know
I
those
don't
candle
have a-
stores that you walk by? I can.
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
candle stores.
Yeah, or like perfume.
I
Perfume
cannot.
stores. I don't like
No.
perfume stores. I can do the candle.
I don't like
stores.
any sort of. I don't like people wearing cologne. I don't like strong scents at all.
Really?
Of anything.
Oh, I'll stop wearing cologne.
Yours isn't overpowering.
Oh.
If you are wearing it, you smelled lovely.
Casey says on Twitter, lack of help at the register, so he probably agrees with you, Rubes. Jeff says people blocking the aisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the risk
Ben has
of
a gripe.
maybe, offending people, I'm not a big fan of stores that give out samples.
Food samples.
Food samples, yeah. I mean, everybody likes free food. Who doesn't? But it tends to encourage gathering around said sample.
Yes.
And that then tends to block aisles. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like food samples bring out the worst in people. Like they like
Act
people,
like they're starving.
Everybody.
Maybe they are.
They love free food. I love free food. But I feel like, and people will just sit there and they'll stand there and stare at the person,
So basically,
waiting for them to fix it. It's just like, move on with your day. Like, come on, you're blocking my aisle.
So it's your aisle.
Oh yeah. At that point in time, it's my aisle.
At that point in
anyway,
time.
it's very.
So you basically look down on people who like
I didn't
samples.
say that.
Basically.
I did not say that, and I did not mention any stores either. I'm just saying, in general, it's not my favorite thing.
Well, okay.
Okay.
So do you look down on people like maybe me that walk around the food court and I'm just like a little hungry, so I just grab a sample or two and then I'm good. I'm like, all right, let's shop.
That doesn't bother me
Didn't
because
need to stop and eat. You
No,
guys
'cause-
don't do that?
I don't stop at samples. I just keep going. I'm just like, no, thank you.
No, here's what I do. If I'm at a store like what you're talking about, I will get an item that I know that I'm buying, and I'll open that box up right there and start eating.
As
I
you're
don't
walking
like
around
that.
the store.
Why don't you like it?
I don't like that.
It is.
You're that person in the line who's
know,
chomping
I
on
know.
something.
Who cares?
As long as you share with everybody else.
Well, if I'm buying the box, why do you care?
But how do you know that once you get to the counter, you're going to be able to buy it? They don't know
they
that.
scan the barcode.
I know it.
No, I know that. But I look at it as when I look at people in line and they're drinking something, I'm like, what if something happens?
What
do you
what could
mean?
happen? Like I don't have
Your
the money
card
to.
might not go through or something. You can't pay for it.
Well, Ruby, I know what I have in my bank account, and I know that I'll be able to buy it.
Anything could happen.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
I just have hear my mother in the back of my head. I'm just like a rule follower. I just can't do it
Yeah.
until I pay for it. I
Yeah,
know that's
right?
dorky.
That's me.
No,
One
every
of the
time I
biggest
eat
people
something.
who actually take food, like in a grocery store, I have this grape right here, this strawberry, and put their hands all over it and then eat it. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you
Well,
don't
what if
eat,
you're trying-
like, you don't eat produce because you have to wash it, but you eat like a bag of chips or something.
No. I'm talking about people who like strawberries or grapes or whatever, stand there and eat it.
I've never seen that.
They try it before they buy it, perhaps.
All the time.
Try it over there.
I mean, I guess like a grape or a thing of strawberries, but they're just risking
hasn't
getting
been washed.
pesticides in their mouth.
My whole thing is, you know what? Live and let live. If you want to stand there and get a sample, I'm going to walk right around you. I don't really care. And if I want to eat a bag of chips while I'm shopping, I'm going to eat that bag of chips, and you better respect my space.
Carolyn would probably walk and be like, "Sir, swerve.
Because
But I don't care if they want to stand for a sample. I don't care. I'll move out of the way.
Who believes in live and let live,
Right.
Just like water off a duck's back. That is Carolyn. Let me tell you.
Why is it that every single time I'm the one who gets picked on? I am not picking on you.
Oh no, I'm not picking on you. I'm
Yes,
just saying,
you are.
It's like water.
You set
You're
yourself
very-
up to be
You're
bait.
very easy breezy. You're very easy breezy. I mean, you. Really,
I am about those kind of things. I don't care about rules when it comes to that kind of stuff. If you want to eat a grape, eat a grape. What does it bother me?
Yeah.
You just
Got
better
your hands all over my
you just better
grapes.
buy those grapes, right? Otherwise, you're down a grape. If you,
Well, I mean, if everybody did that, think how much merchandise would be gone. If
Yeah.
everybody sampled
Those
something,
costs are passing on to all of
It
us.
really is. It's stealing is what it is.
Okay.
Teddy
Right.
said other humans bother him. This person said candy at the checkout aisle. No self-control. You're just like, oh, this is too tempting. And then 12 registers, only 2 open. Obnoxious music.
You know what I don't like? I don't like now that all these self-checkouts. I loved it as a kid, like playing store. It takes me forever to get all the items scanned.
Oh, I like self-checkout.
You do?
I like it too.
Especially if you
Especially
have
at Home
20 items
Depot.
or
Man, I
less.
go just like the Home Depot.
Oh, at Home Depot, it's one thing, but with food items, when you have to like
Yeah, wait.
put the
But do you
produce
have-
thing and you're
Yeah.
weighing it, I'm
Yeah,
like,
But do you have 20
I'm too
items
lazy
or
to do
less?
I'm saying it doesn't matter. Like at Harris Teeter, some of them only are self-checkout.
See, I used to work at a grocery store back in my day. In high school, so I like going to the self.
Well, 'cause you know how to do
I
it.
know the codes.
Yeah.
They're pretty much all the same.
Right.
I always wanted to be a cashier because I thought it would be fun,
Yeah.
to swipe it through. So, but the 20 items or less, that's not the self-checkout because you could take your whole basket to
I know.
self-checkout.
I'm saying like if you have 20, like
It's a little
not
less.
a lot of items, like
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right, on with the
Checkout.
countdown.
He wants to move on.
Do you want to talk about a more serious topic because that's what's
No.
on deck?
No.
Too bad, buddy.
One of our most talked about on social media conversations right now all across the country, not only just in Charlotte, is Trump announcing his plan to bring back troops from northern Syria. And he's saying, that he's fulfilling one of his campaign promises, as we mentioned on the show. He was talking yesterday to the media. And so we've been asking, this is kind of like the basis of this topic. Do you think that the U.S. should be less involved in foreign conflicts? That's our live survey right now on our app. But
Because that's what he said when he made the statement, when he tweeted out yesterday that this was a campaign promise that he made, and he's sticking to it. That he thinks that we are, and a lot of people do, think that we are way too involved in too many foreign conflicts, and it's not fair.
But that's an historical situation.
sure.
Because you have to look at what happens now
Yep.
is reflective of what happened 50 to 60 years ago, commitments made by previous administrations,
Correct.
Republican and Democrat, that we made commitments to safety of a region, safety of groups of people.
And also in exchange for help with fighting
Exactly.
certain
So,
wars.
I mean, it's a sticky issue. I mean, in a pie in the sky, we shouldn't have to worry about other people's conflicts. But we made that commitment starting with FDR, with Franklin Delano Roosevelt, all the way back to World War II, and that has happened with every single administration since then. Our involvement in the Middle East and around the world. No, we can't be the police for the world, but we have made a commitment. And we don't want to sacrifice a group of people because of that commitment.
And also, it's not necessarily in our own self-interest in that the Kurds, they're the people who live in the northern part of Syria, and there's concerns Turkey is going to take them over, and there's been claims of genocide. But the bigger problem, if we're just being a selfish country, the Kurds are the ones who have the ISIS members right now. So if something happens to the Kurds, all the members of ISIS that we've been fighting for
captured
years
by
to
the
capture,
Kurds, yeah.
Who knows what happens to members of ISIS, and then that's why Lindsey Graham says, "Oh, ISIS will come back worse than ever before."
And they could.
And
they want to.
The Kurdish area, the people are saying that we're not going to be able to worry about keeping them in the detention camps. We're going to be worried about defending ourselves if we're breached with this
Exactly.
ethnic cleansing or a genocide by Turkey.
The reason for this is there's been an ongoing situation that goes back for decades, the battle between the Turkish people and the Kurdish people. It's been an ongoing situation, the hatred among the two groups.
So sad.
And each side has something positive, the Kurds and the Turks. Turks have been a long-time ally. The Kurds have fought with us against ISIS, so it's a tough situation. So it's like, do you turn your back on the people who've
helped
fight ISIS and put them into prison like they are right now?
And perhaps one of the more notable things about this is I mentioned Lindsey Graham, but a lot of the president's biggest supporters, like Lindsey Graham, have come out and said, no, wait, no, this is a horrible idea. We should not be doing this. This is really short-sighted.
And do we have the tweet that the president then ended this whole discussion with?
Yeah, Sarah can probably pull it up. It's on his Twitter page right now because he responded to everybody's comments that they made yesterday following his plan. And Lindsey Graham even said that if this goes through, they will introduce in the Senate a plan to reverse it, and he thinks it's going to get a lot of bipartisan support. So definitely something that we'll probably see obviously happen, like some conversation or possible change moving forward. But if we don't have that tweet, he basically said that he feels if he strongly disagrees with any movements or choices made by Turkey,
then he will
obliterate and destroy their economy.
Yep.
That's a tough one right there because they have been an ally of ours.
Sure.
A strong ally of ours, and
it's a fine line.
It's a very fine line, a tricky point, but
it's funny. I went to Turkey like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was before Erdogan took over, and he has been a really controversial leader. And I know Turkey was a beautiful place to go 7 or 8 years ago, and it could very well still be. But
it's dangerous,
become a much more dangerous place for Westerners and Americans to be because of some of the anti-American hostilities.
Some of that, but if you go in that part of the world, if you go there, you're going to see they are so Westernized. You would think that you're in the United States, and the Kurdish people love Americans. They love this country. That's the average person. Now the government, whole different situation with Erdogan.
Yeah.
And it's one of the top spots for holidays for the Brits to go, but it's been dwindling because of the
unrest.
Yes, the unrest.
A local story, less of a big issue, but local politics.
Yeah, still controversial.
Yeah, so everyone knows about that big American flag that's in Statesville. You see it off of the interstate. It's at Gander RV. I remember when I started covering this, when I was reporting last year in October, it was Camping World, and then they renamed to Gander RV. But that flag is so large, and they never took it down. And the city basically said, you guys are violating the ordinance. You cannot have it that size. And they said, and the owner put out a video on Twitter at the time saying, it's not coming down. Like, this is patriotism. And the city said, we're not saying we don't believe in patriotism or that we don't want you to be patriotic or that we don't want you to have an American flag. We just have to have a rule in place for a reason so that other flags that size can't then just be raised.
I think I'm glad to see this has been resolved because I understood both sides in this. City council, I mean, they're there to uphold, rules and laws.
Rules are on the books.
Yeah, exactly. They're already there. It made me cringe a little bit early on in this when the head of Gander said, "Hey, this is not coming down no matter what." Because
Marcus Lemonis,
it's like
we're being patriotic.
And of course, they're being patriotic, and we know that. But at the same time, if you're a CEO of a company, you've got to be willing to play ball and understand where city council is coming from. So I'm glad that both sides were able to work something out.
They've been paying a lot of fees for the flag.
Yes.
And they've paid a final one, right, with $15,000?
I think it's like $15,000 or $16,000.
Have they paid? That's the question.
$16,000.
They were charged, but have they paid? That's what I like.
I don't think they have paid yet, but I know that they owe it. And Marcus Lemonis retweeted our stories, thanking everybody for the support and saying that he supports and loves the people of Statesville. And he was like, "You guys want, the same flag? I'll get you one. You can fly it in your downtown area." But the fees that they're going to owe, because they were charged $50 a day since last year of October for flying that flag, and they said, we'll pay that because we're not taking it down. So that's why they owe about $10,000 plus in those past violation fees, and then now they're having to pay the legal costs.
Maybe they use that money to buy more flags.
I mean, this guy has a lot of money. He's like a business.
I mean, he's a billionaire.
So I'm sure it's pocket change.
But still, this is a flag. That's a lot of money for fees.
It is.
Yeah, there was his. Oh, this was the tweet. Oh, he's saying, I can't read it from here, but I saw that. It's at the top of his Twitter page that he's donating flags now, like to different places across the country that are this size. So maybe going to be some more city ordinances across the country needing to be resolved. Candy, Halloween, switching gears. There are, the ongoing argument about candy corn.
I love it.
And the least favorite and most favorite candy. Well, candy corn, I guess, is the worst candy.
I think it is the worst candy.
It's pure sugar.
It is the worst candy.
Wait, I
love it.
It's just terrible.
You mean the worst tasting candy or the worst for you?
Tasting.
No, the worst candy to receive on Halloween. So it's one of those.
No, what I'm saying is worst, like people don't like the way it tastes, or worst for you?
I'm sure people don't like the way it tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's
either love it or you hate it. There's no in
100%.
between.
It's sort of like the cilantro of Halloween candy.
I hate
Love
cilantro.
it or
Yeah,
they
yeah.
hate
I
it.
think when
There's no
kids
in
go
between.
to doors,
You
they
hate it?
want the brands, Reese's, Snickers. Like that's what they're grabbing for. Skittles, they're not grabbing for candy
This-
corn or.
I guess
don't know.
this survey said that candy corn was even worse than circus peanuts and Smarties.
It's been a long time since I've had the
Actually,
circus.
like Smarties.
That
The
goes
circus
back,
peanuts,
you're
I
right.
mean, but those are fun.
When do you ever get circus peanuts?
Right.
I
I've
know.
never received that.
Halloween.
What
I've
did
never
your
received
poll
that.
end up saying?
I'm looking at it right now.
Because
You know what the worst thing to get
said
for Halloween
yuck.
is suckers. I've done it myself. It's so easy to buy a lot of suckers.
I love them.
Mike
Y'all get-
Kavanaugh said Mary Jane's by far.
The
worst.
Yeah, 'cause
What are Mary Janes?
Mary Jane's are
I don't
little
even
hard
know.
candies. You can break your teeth, pull fillings out. It becomes
Cause a
pliable
filling.
once it's in your mouth. A little
So
square,
candy
yeah,
corns
little-
aren't as bad as Mary Jane's then?
No, they're not.
Okay, so I put a poll up, just a yum or a yuck.
Yum or yuck.
64% saying yuck.
Do you like them?
I love them.
Candy canes.
Well,
Candy
I was,
corn.
You know,
Candy
I was
corn,
wondering. They said it's the worst to get like when you go trick or treating, so, and I do feel like it's kind of one that you just have on a dish on your counter. Like maybe not that
Yeah,
you
okay,
like.
all right, that's true. I get that.
Not packaged.
I think,
okay.
you know,
I
let me tell you something.
Packaged, yeah, you're-
I think we're totally wrong about this story. I think this story is, because I remember this, I think the story is that it's the worst for you. I don't think they're saying it's the worst.
Really?
Well, it's pure sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it.
She doesn't agree with you. She's saying the new survey is saying, yeah, that the candy corn is the worst candy to get on Halloween night.
Yeah, the worst for you, because it's all sugar.
Well,
Look
Mike
it up.
Kavanaugh said candy corn is like sweet wax. Smarties are like sweet chalk.
And I like both of them.
Wow.
Interesting comparison.
Very
there.
true.
Bring some in tomorrow then. We'll see.
Right? No. Let's talk about something you.
I will
were
bring in
supposed to bring.
Abba-Zabbas. I have a whole box
Yeah,
of
that's-
those.
Somebody commented on our Facebook Live the morning. Then
I will bring them in tomorrow.
Okay.
So you
That's
ordered
California?
Chelsea?
Yeah.
California candy?
They're so good.
okay.
I ate a bunch this weekend.
Bring 'em in.
Do you have more left?
Yeah, it's a
I
box
was
of
gonna
like
say, 'cause wasn't
28.
The whole like thing that happened is that we were
Yes.
doing this, and she's like, "I'm going to order it right now."
And I did.
And she ordered it, and we're like,
Never brought it.
But we never got any.
Yeah, because you guys, these are like prized possessions. I know if I bring them in.
That you were bringing them in.
Here's my
from the
thing.
deal.
You guys, here's what I'm thinking, right? And I'm not going to lie to you.
And she wonders, why do you guys get on to me?
Right, I know.
Right?
I know.
First of all, when have you guys brought in anything for anybody?
never said I was
Yesterday we
bringing
had
something.
popcorn.
Well, I wasn't here yesterday.
I brought in.
I thought to myself, if I bring it in, I can't just bring it in for you guys. I have to bring it in for everyone. Then there's my whole box of 28 things, and that cost me $38.
We'll pay
and
you.
you know,
We'll pay you back.
I like
Expensive.
But this it's called. We are near Thanksgiving. It's called doing something out of the goodness.
When
of
have
your
you done
heart.
that, Ruby?
And you are going to get it back.
For all of you, to let you know, this is apple season. I brought in. Those are all
saw.
apples. Please have one in the newsroom. In
Oh,
there,
look
big.
at him.
I got them.
Thank
They were
you,
just
Larry.
picked.
Thank you
So
for bringing
sweet.
something in for us.
Because I know what you guys are gonna do. You're gonna open it, take one bite. I know what this is gross, and you all are gonna think it's disgusting, and then it's all wasted.
Or we can just share one.
No, not
Can
gonna
you-
do
are
it.
they-
I'll bring it in. Fine. I said I would. I will, but you guys better eat it, and you better
We should
like
try
it.
it on Facebook Live
better like it
We're
tomorrow.
going to do the weather real quick while we resolve.
You
the
better like it.
Abba-dabba. Today it's going to be in the 70s. In fact, we stay in the 70s almost every day through the
You
weekend.
won't like it. I know you.
If you got plans outdoors, maybe hanging around locally, you got some plans to head to the mountains. Anywhere you go, it's going to be nice, going to be mild. It won't be in the 90s.
That's the best 7-day we've
I
seen.
think so, and
in
we need
a
the rain, but
long time.
not much of a rain chance. So dry weather. You got people who are doing some work out in the yard. Well, my yard is completely dry.
Yeah.
Like Sahara Desert. Rain chance not much, but enjoy the dry weather. Enjoy these comfortable temperatures. We'll pay
Yes.
for it in February. Like this.
Why do you have this face?
I'm bringing it in tomorrow.
Yeah, Ann
Abba-dabba.
says you said you would.
I did say it.
Come on,
How
share.
do you spell that?
Abba-Zabba.
Abba-zabba.
Are they
ABBA.
candy bars? Can we just cut them into bite
No,
sizes?
you'll see.
All right. Tune in tomorrow.
It's a flat, like long. It's this big. They're
Yeah,
so.
we need to cut it up so that we
You
don't
can't.
waste it.
You can't.
Oh.
It's a stretchy top. You'll see. It's
Okay.
toffee. It's got peanut butter
Abba-zabba.
on the inside. It's so good.
gonna like it.
And it's gonna be another reson for you guys to make fun of
Time
me.
is ticking, everyone.
I know it. You're gonna be like, "Here,
Are we still
disgusting."
on? Are we still on?
Just wait. I'm gonna regret this.
Going over.
Dying at Carolyn.
It's true.